You're very, very welcome to Totally Tip, the first ever Totally Tip.
Okay, you're very welcome this morning to the first cookery demonstration here at the festival. Sarah Baker here with her husband owns this beautiful house and has allowed us to take over her front lawn here. She's a self-taught cook, which I think is fantastic because it's a really interesting route to the passion of cooking and dealing with food. And for the past 2 years, she's been running a cookery school here in Jordan. She has this beautiful walled garden. She invites students and everything to come and see not only the culinary art of cooking, but also the art of growing food as well, so the full kind of circle of cookery. The recipe lineup is just delicious. So this is Sarah Baker. Thanks very much, Ella.
I'm going to just very gently mix in my butter with the flour. So this is just an ordinary sort of like pastry, sort of shortcake mixture. Blend it all in, just as you're making pastry. You can always do this in a blender. I think it's about 60 grams of icing sugar in here. Icing sugar, so it gets really a nice sort of light, sort of crispy mixture. I have my egg, which I think is free range. Okay, now what you don't want to do is put too much of your egg in here first of all, because what can happen is you could actually just get it to sort of mix this around with the knife rather than your hands, so it sort of brings it together. Okay, so we probably need a little bit more egg in there. So a little bit of flour. These are great things, these old shakers. Very handy. And turn it so that it's not going to stick. Just nice and thin. And see the nice specks, I don't know if you can see that, there's nice specks of vanilla in there. If you're cooking shortbread especially, you have to keep an eagle eye on it really.
I'm Veronica Malloy from Cossoak Preserves, and we produce a large range of jellies, marmalades, chutneys, coulis, curds and relishes. First of all, we began selling to local shops because we won an award and they asked us to supply them, and then we continued, and now we're in shops all over Ireland and we actually export to America. And we're here today because we got 4 Michelin chefs from France who are doing cookery demonstrations, and they're using all the Tipperary food producers' ingredients. And we've also got bloggers who are also cooking, and they're going to be talking about the Tipperary food and the ingredients. And we've got our lemon curd going into some, and our Irish coffee curd, which is over here, going into a cheesecake. And we've got some chutneys, and the big thing today is to produce and show everybody that Tipperary has the best food in Ireland.
Yeah, the apple and cinnamon. It's very good for you.
Very good,
yeah, it's very good. But it's very good with pork or porridge and actual yogurt. It's sweet. Would you like the taste?
No,
That's cucumber, very refreshing. But beetroot, you should try the beetroot. The beetroot's very earthy and old-fashioned and very mellow. And they're $3.80, or you can mix and match 3 for €10 in the bag.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
No.
I want to introduce you to Mr. Pat Whelan from the Tipperary Food Network. Very famous butcher in Ireland, one of Ireland's top butchers. He's also a farmer.
I'm delighted to be the 5th generation to farm and also to harvest the beef from the land and sell it through our family shop. We have demonstrations going on in the meat tent over. TJ Crow of Crow's Farm is going to butcher a pig with me, and then we're going to cut up a lamb, and we're going to show you in a domestic environment how you could actually butcher your own meat. In the afternoon we're going to have Nora Egan, who's going to make her award-winning Inch House black pudding, and then we're going to have Uno Dwyer, who's going to make sausage rolls from scratch.
Crow's smoked ham, cooked on the bone and cooked slowly and baked in the oven with mustard and brown sugar and cinnamon. But the secret is that it must be cooked slowly. If it cooks fast, the fibres change and it's very rough. My intention is to let people know the type of service that I offer. I've joined Tipperary Food Producers to bring the raw product to the end. As you can see, all the food I have here today is produced locally around Clonmel. And the ham is TJ Crow's from Dundrum. Smoked ham cooked on the bone and finished off with brown sugar and mustard. And here I have a broccoli and blue cheese quiche, just to keep pushing my name out there that I offer an upmarket service, doing something like a souffle that people would shy away from. For a dinner party, say of 12 people, I play along with time and offering the wow effect to the starter. I did the demonstration this morning to show what I could offer to a client who wanted to have a nice dinner party.
I hope you're still here when we come back.
If you want to, we can just give you a guided tour through an actual beehive. This section is called the actual little brood box. Usually contains 11 or 12 frames, and these are the actual brood frames. And the bees build out this and create cells. And normally in this box, the queen lives with all her, and she lays her eggs, and fertilized eggs become workers, and unfertilized eggs become drones, or become male bees. In the springtime, we put on this unit, which, because the queen is slightly larger than the rest of the workers, she can't come up through here. But the workers can, and can come through this, which is called the queen excluder, and she comes up into this box. And this is the box that the frames are slightly smaller than the ones in the big brood box. We extract the honey from there, and as I say, about 5 pounds from every frame on a very good year, and we get 5 jars of honey from that. So then in the winter, excuse me, that's what the hive looks like when it's all finished.
There were interesting topics being discussed throughout the day in the Cultivate tent, including a talk by Bobby Kerr on developing new food enterprises and livelihoods in rural Ireland.
Now I'm working with the community farm, which we do provide raw milk to our members. What it comes down to really, I think, is how the milk is produced, from the cow to getting it in the bottle.
We're producing a homemade traditional black pudding. We make it ourselves with fresh organic pig's blood, and we're producing it by hand in our own kitchen in the restaurant of Inch House, and we're doing it 3 days a week, and we have the restaurant 3 days a week, so from the restaurant that the pudding develops. So we love the exposure, we love the venue, we love meeting new customers, meeting new people, and that's what we're here for.
white bread, milk bread, brown bread. How much?
This is rapeseed oil, which I've become a big fan of using. So I'm just going to drizzle over. No sugar. Making sure everything's coated. You could buy your sausages from Una over there. You could get your jar of sauce from the scullery, and all you'd have to do is pick up a pack of tomatoes on your way home. The flavour from the sausages kind of drip down into the tomatoes. Now, if you didn't have a jar of this sauce, another nice thing to do is just add a splash of balsamic vinegar at this stage.
My name is Eileen Flanagan and I am a fabric artist. My intention is to showcase my work and the high quality of work of all of the artists in Cloughjordan. We've set up a Cloughjordan Arts and Crafts Collective, so this is our collective show here today, and we have a number of artists and craftspeople all exhibiting. My own work is based on the tradition of patchwork, a skill that I learned from my mother and from an elderly lady here in the village. But I take unusual fabrics, I use upholstery fabrics and beautiful silks and more designer and dress fabrics, and I put them together in a patchwork style to create something patchwork with a modern twist. So these are some examples of my work. They're banners in 3 different colours, again with a very simple square formation, which is a very simple patchwork technique, but as you can see with bright, vibrant colours. These are all interior fabrics. It's not normally used in that way. We also have here, we have some beautiful glass work by Molly Barrow. She does beautiful dichroic glass jewellery, and it's a unique style that she has for the bowls with these swirled glass centres. So here we have a selection of brooches and hairpieces that I designed and made. They're organza with the edges singed and then colours combined together with a glass bead. They prove very popular and they're very, very attractive.